talking about the important area of targeting and positioning in pharma brand visibility. There are two questions which has come from the participants. What role does positioning play in building brand equity and trust? So this is very critical for us to build upon brand equity, which will give you long-term results, not short-term benefits. And how can precision targeting improve marketing and sales effort? These are all about long-term efforts and long-term rewards. So with that, we would request you to please share your insights on these two areas. Samina, you have prepared in detail about targeting and positioning, which you would also like to address this particular question. I will moderate this particular presentation with you.
All right. Thank you so
Welcome.
much, Ashish. And Dinesh sir, I think has fantastically covered a lot of points in segmentation and practical applications of it. In fact, some of those overlapping with what I'm going to share, and I'm sure it added a lot of value and direction to the folks who have joined in for the call here today. So guys, we are talking about segmentation, targeting, and positioning, STP as we call it. Sir has covered, very comprehensively segmentation. And just to take it from there, what is segmentation in one single line? It is about dividing your market into distinct group of customers, right? What we do targeting is the very next step after segmentation, where from those distinct group of customers which have been divided in segmentation, you identify the most important or most potential target segments to focus your marketing efforts on. Okay. So in short, if I have to say, targeting is a choice that every brand manager makes when they are prioritizing a set of customers and deprioritizing or deciding which set of customers they will ignore while they are designing, communicating, and delivering their brand offerings. Okay, so it's about whom we prioritize and whom we ignore when we are working on the entire, comms and strategy of the brand. I've called out you will see a couple of examples within industry, outside industry, some lying in the middle in the OTC space. So just kind of trying to cover up different examples in just without calling out brand names effectively, in the interest. So when we look, how do we put up targeting? When we look at this guy who you see on the screen, okay, there is a population of men around or women or folks around, right? When we are talking about if we can go back on the previous slide, sorry. Yeah, so here we are talking about a product which is focused on stopping or the smoking habit of an individual. And what you see on the right side is a group, a target group identified from the market. This is group of individuals who are actively seeking to quit smoking. Okay, so that's how you identify. This is the most potential space or target segment for you. If you go out to other set of people who are smoking, but are not really looking forward to stop smoking, the kind of efficiency or effectiveness of your campaign may not be the same when you target these. These have higher ability or higher probabilities for you to be able to convert them into stopping smoking. Okay, so if we can go now on the next slide. There are a couple of examples and very, very traditional old ways when you look at pharma or healthcare category. Okay, one is at the level of doctor specialty. And if we call out example is an iron supplement for adults. Okay, when you consider this, which is the most potent doctor specialty, if we look at targeting by doctor specialty, which is that most potential specialty of doctors for you, it's gynecologist probably, yes. But when we look at a multivitamin supplement, it's probably a GP who would drive higher efficiencies, isn't it? Now, this is one way of looking at it. Now, the world is going deeper, right? And Sir touched upon a lot of these points already, where when you look at within gynecologists, there is a further segmentation that you can do and identify most potent sub-segment there, right? So when we call out, for example, anti-diabetics, okay, there is, for example, a teneligliptin or a dapagliflozin, okay? And you look at diabetologist. Diabetologist is your, by doctor specialty, the target segment. you can further segment them as believers and non-believers, the ones who are using it, the ones who are not using it, and then look at which are the ones you want to target. Do you want to target those who are already prescribing dapagliflozin, or you want to go for somebody who is not prescribing? Again, depends on where you stand. It's all interconnected with various elements that we have in the brand planning process, but then it flows down from where you stand. Are you a leader in dapagliflozin? If yes, you're already at a saturation level. So you may probably look at expanding it by looking at non-believers and trying to build your comms and plans in such a way that you're able to convert them into believers. Right. So this is how it sits, beyond doctor specialty. Then we look at patient type. We all know, right? There is an antibiotic syrup. It will be positioned for kids. When we look at a product which is telmisartan tablets for hypertension, it would be positioned for adults. I mean, that's something that we all know, right? But this is all sits in fundamentals. It's something that we do every day, but it's important for us to take cognizance of the fact that this is important for me to know. It's not something a given. It's something that's driven by process into the brand that I'm working on. Okay. And then comes channel. When we talk about channel, the world is evolving, right? We have products like something like a pain relief, which is given post surgery, is something that will be very strongly driven through prescription channel. Then other products which are driven through self-select, for example, a nutritional supplement would sit there, or a cough syrup, or a skincare product, which will be driven through OTC. Nowadays, there is a model that exists where RX and OTC also exist together as channels working together to build it. Beyond that, when we look at doctors, there is one more very interesting, segmentation that comes in that helps you to target which set of doctors you want to target and accordingly customize your comms and your plans. Is the set of doctors who are still believing into traditional way of promotion. They are just wanting to meet the reps and drive the understanding and the recall on the brand. At the other side, there is an emerging set of HCPs who are coming up, who are looking at digital channels. Okay. And when this digital channel is coming up, are we using the same thing that we do inside the clinic and replicating it for those digital channels? Or are we customizing it for the way the channel needs to have the content for consumption? Now, that's an important question for us to consider, right? And these are the different ways I felt, I can touch upon very briefly, given the paucity of time that we have. But what are the benefits that it drives for us, when we are able to have precise resource allocation? Okay, it helps us to have resources where they matter the most, right? And that's when you will be able to optimize your marketing budgets, reduce wastage, and increase the ROI. I mean, one of the examples here, again, I would like to quote is high-end antibiotics. For them, you would go for a surgeon and not for a GP, isn't it? That's quite obvious. Now, these are some decisions that we need to keep in mind when we are working on it. Now, when we are able to reach out to a specific set of customers with our messaging, with our brand offerings, we are talking of engaging those set of HCPs in a more involved, personalized way and in a more relevant way. Now, when that happens, that brand connect with the HCP becomes stronger. And when that happens, it is why the right message then reaches to the right set of doctors, and that builds trust, builds recall, and drives higher prescription conversion. And when we talk about India and the branded generics, every category in the healthcare industry is bombarded with n number of branded generics. And in such a scenario, what matters is how do we own up the space, the segment that we are targeting? How are we able to make our brand super relevant there? And when we are able to do this, we are able to build long lasting